The following podcast contains adult themes and adult language. Listener discretion advised.
And although we joke, if you or someone you know is affected by or a victim of domestic violence, dial 1-800-799-7233 or visit the National Domestic Violence Hotline's website, thehotline.org.
But it's always the husband, it's always the husband, it's always the husband, I'm gonna kill you, babe.
Hi, this is Sarah.
And this is Megan.
And you are listening to It's Always the Husband podcast.
Welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Good to see you.
It is good to see you. We haven't seen each other for a while.
No.
You were at a cabin and doing Minnesota things.
I've been in
we're a
Wisconsin.
day late.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Wisconsin. And
Wisconsin.
then you did a Minnesota Twins.
I did
That's
a Minnesota Twins last night, so we had to come to you a little bit later. Twins win, so that was fun.
I saw that.
We had $10 seats, and it was $1 hot dog night.
Oh, did you just guzzle those
so
wieners?
Do you... Guzzlin'
You asked for
Wieners
14.
was my middle name. And
Guzzlin' Wangs.
it was delicious. And the bullpen threw Rory and his cousin Cullen ball, so it was the best night of their lives. They had so much fun. It was a beautiful night because the
a
sun
lovely
wasn't
night.
out, and
Yeah.
it was hot and kind of sticky, but still it was super fun. So hi, thank you. This is a True Prime.
It's a
win a podcast.
Yeah.
This is a true crime podcast, and it's funny sometimes.
Yeah.
So welcome. Do you have anything that you would like to highlight? I mean, it is summer.
I thought since it's summer, I'll try a summer themed
Okay.
thing. So at Target,
Yep.
I try to have sunscreen. I was born a redhead.
Mm-hmm.
So the sun isn't always redheads' friends.
Exactly.
But I'm the type of redhead, not my daughter is not. Rajal is the type of redhead that you immediately go out in the sun and the skin rejects the sun and she stays a healthy Arctic ice white her whole 24/7 and only gets fried. So she has to wear like the mineral sunscreen where you look like you have like a vampire with cholera and diarrhea, like we did at Walt Disney World. Because it just doesn't blend in. It turns you whiter like chalk. I can tan and don't burn very well unless I'm like cooking in the sun for like 12 hours. I'll burn if I don't put sunscreen on. So I'm lucky enough. But so last 2 years I bought more expensive sunscreen. Like we're thinking about chemicals and things on your skin, but I thought I'm just a fat ass
basic
that's
bitch
trying to get through the day. I don't need all this expensive shit. And so Target has this, it's their Up and Up brand, which is their cheap generic brand of just sunscreens, but they were cute flavors or scents like peony and these different flower scents. Banana, there's coconut, there's like watermelon, there's like cherry and like really nice scent. So I got the peony one for $30 and then I bought it again, the peony for $50. And I've brought it along with other friends and they've used it and said, "Oh, what is this? It smells so cute." And it does, but it's not overpowering. It kind of disappears after a while, but it just smells cute going on. And I have never once been burned, although I did get burned, but I forgot to put it on my boob. And so my boob wasn't out, but the top was out. Just got burned. I have not got burned with it.
They're
you
out there.
The top of the boob.
And yours are big uns.
Yeah. So the top of the boob didn't get it.
Mistakes were made.
But it's worked terrific. And I've got a little tan now over the summer.
I think that's funny because we didn't see each other and I have the exact same. I have the 50 in the peony scent.
You do? Yeah.
Yes.
I love it. This is the one that I've gotten a lot of. It does smell good. And it's not really strong.
Of course,
and
Phil,
but it works.
Yes. Of course, Phil, my straight gay husband, I put it on him and he was like, "Ooh, what is this? It smells good." And I was like, "Yeah.
Everything when I loaned it to was like, ooh, what's this? What's this? So it's just cheap ass gutter sunscreen that smells really good and it works like a champ.
It's not the vacation sunscreen.
No, and I have the vacation one.
$25. Yeah,
it still didn't work as well as this does.
Good
so if you
job,
go to
Up and
Target, grab a bunch just to keep it in your bag, or you bring your kids to the beach or whatever, and it just sprays it on. Unless you have a vampire child like I did, where you have to have the mineral.
Yeah. The mineral makes me break out in hives.
Well, because it coats it completely coats your skin.
The one time I went
that's probably why Rachel I bet Rachel gets hives all the time on vacation and things. I bet that's why. She has to use the mineral.
The one time
we've never put it together.
Used it, I was in Las Vegas, which is the place I hate most in life.
I know. I don't care for it either. I can't.
We were at the pool in Vegas, and I was using someone else's sunscreen, and I put it on, and then we were taking pictures, of course, and then I was like, what the fuck is on my neck? And it was all over. I just had like red splotchy hives.
That's what Rachel had. I think now it's the same thing because she only can use the mineral, and she gets hives every vacation.
I bet she's allergic to something in it. It's really weird. I like that too.
Put that together. Yeah.
So cheers on your gits and your glitter in the shitter. I've had a very, very good week, so I haven't even had a shitty week. But one thing that I did find, I went to my brother and sister-in-law's cabin in Wisconsin, and it's so lovely, and I just want to thank them for having us. But my husband has 4 older brothers, so there's 5 McDermott boys all together.
Christ!
So all 5 of them were at the cabin.
Holy shit!
With a array of children and wives. Like some wives didn't come, some kids didn't come, but there were a lot of us. Let's just put it that way. So my summer drinks, you all know, obviously Prosecco. I love bloody beer in the summer, which everyone else is like barf. But the other thing I really like in the summer is a vodka soda. It always has to have fizz. I love fizz.
Yeah.
So I wanted to have some vodka sodas on the lake, and I didn't want to pack like a whole bunch of lemons because I like lemons in my vodka soda. So I found this. It's in a little box. It's called True Lemon, and it's basically 1 packet equals 1 lemon wedge, and it's just crystallized lemon.
Yes, we have had that at work when people brought a special drink day or whatever.
Yes,
and we could. Those, and I totally forgot they existed. I meant to take a picture and said these are cool because there's lime and lemon.
Yes, there's lime, there's lemon, there's even some like orange. I think there's lime, lemon, and orange. So you could use them in your Manhattans.
Oh my god, I forgot all about those until just now. I'm gonna buy the shit out of those.
I mean, I love a real lemon, but like when you're traveling and stuff and you don't want to bring a fucking piece of fruit with you and have it get moldy and rotten or
you're out, you can at least pull these out too.
Yeah, you're out on the boat and you're like, bam, there it is. So it's called True Lemon.
True Lemon.
Yeah, and I loved it. And
that's a good idea. I forgot all about those.
So that's my glitter, and it made my boating time on the 4th of July that much better.
Well, speaking of Prosecco, so I got for Tess to have mimosas for now. So I thought I'll go out. And it's been raining like shit here all the time. And I was going to go out anyway and make Tripper run at the dog park.
Yeah.
Which we went yesterday, but I didn't get to it this morning. So I just took him along for a ride because
they like to go. Yeah.
Yeah. And he was in the back of my Jeep, but I forgot I had my watermelon in there still that I bought yesterday that I was too lazy to take in.
Yeah.
So as I start driving, I'm driving and the watermelon was secured because I had 2 like spin drifts or whatever things. It was kind of in between. The watermelon starts rolling around as I'm turning to go to the liquor store.
Yeah.
And Tripper, I can tell, he just starts screaming like a woman. Like the sound coming out of my dog is a Brittany Spaniel, is this high-pitched scream like a woman because he's scared. I realize of the watermelon rolling around after him, and so he's leaping into the air. He starts grasping onto like the passenger seat. I'm in low, and he's in the back. It starts climbing over it like a mountain, like with his claws, screaming and climbing over it. I'm still driving, and I'm too dumb to think to pull over and handle the situation as the watermelon is rolling all over and smashing into him. He's screaming. He's crawling over the passenger seat, and then he boing leaps in the air and lands in my lap as I'm driving. Still
big.
Yeah. And he lands in my lap, takes my arms off the wheel. I'm still driving on the road, and he's like then starts circling around like a tornado on my head. And I thought the closest thing is if you've ever seen Raiders of the Lost Ark, when Marion gets thrown into the snake pit where Indy already is in that pit of all those snakes where the Ark is. Marion gets thrown in, and she's like clinging on to Indiana's head and shoulders and like hanging on and circling around to not land in the snakes. I'm like, that is exactly what was happening. I don't know how, and I still didn't pull over. I just drove with my spaniel circling my shoulders and head as I'm driving, screaming. I thought there has to be easier ways to go about your day. I can't even just get into my car and drive to a booze store like a regular booze hound. I have to have all this drama of a dog that's scared of a watermelon.
Yep.
And then shaking, screaming, and clinging to me.
Yeah.
I made it. And then I put him back in the back. I like put the watermelon, like secured it better. And I'm like, this is fine. Had him sniff it.
Tripper, it's a fruit.
I know.
Melon.
And then he made it he made it back okay. I just thought that was the morning, and then waiting for you. Then we just waited for you to come.
Then I was like, here I am.
Yeah.
Finally, after getting everyone.
So I'm having a well-deserved drink of the stress of showing up all scratched up and disheveled into a liquor store at 9:45 a.m. You know what kind of a drunk they think you are? And so then I walk through disheveled, scratched up, stressed out, looking for booze. And so I go down the Prosecco in this one. It's like Village Market one.
Yeah. Yep.
It's kind of off to the corner away from the other wines. And there was a cute little, probably early 20s, cute as a button girl stacking right where the Proseccos are, what I needed. So I go like a lumbering Frankenstein, a disheveled, monstrous booze hound, and stand behind her waiting. And she stands up and then turns and looks at me and screams like that lady who screamed at that redheaded man in the driveway. Remember that video? That TikTok? Screams at me. It causes a whole scene. And she just says, "Oh, I startle easy." I look startling. I'm sorry. That's exactly how she screamed when she turned around. So the whole store was in a tizzy. So I go up with like about a red wine and this Prosecco. I mean, at 9:45. And then she's like, "What are you doing? Terrorizing my employees?" And I said, "Yes. I guess it's been a day."
Oh my God. We're gonna have to repost that video on our Facebook group.
Yeah,
now
there's this redheaded man who's I don't know soliciting something, and he walks.
No, he was picking up something from Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, that's right.
I
thought he was just selling something.
No, they did an interview with him later after it went viral because they were like, "What were you doing?" He's like, "I was just picking up something for my mom."
He looks like a clown,
but he looked like. He had like a bandana of a rainbow bandana in his hair, and he had like crazy long red
carrot
hair.
top red hair, and he just looked like a weird, creepy
clown.
And
he just like came up behind this woman, and she was just talking. It's on their
ring cam.
Like ring cam. Yeah. So it's totally legit. Like she was just talking to her friend at this garage sale, and then she saw him out of the corner of her eye and like went. And then realized it was just a person, and he was like, "Oh, sorry, I'm just here to pick up something for my mom."
That's how she looked at me, because I was that disheveled and freakish. I said, I just had a dog circling my head like a tornado as I drove a vehicle on the streets to get here and buy this alcohol against my life. Yeah, I don't work. I just buy booze early in the morning.
I love it. I love it so much. This is what teachers live for.
I know.
Is what we're doing right now. Drinking mimosas and recording a podcast. So speaking of the Facebook group where we will repost that viral video, but we do have a Facebook group. It's called It's Always the Husband Podcast Group. You can join it. We'll let you in. And we just post funny things, or if we need support or whatever, find out about each other's lives and new babies and whatever. So
congrats to our new Australian baby,
God.
Teddy.
Yes, Teddy.
He's adorable.
I mean, when we save our Patreon to go to Australia, we are coming, and
I'm sure she wants us in her home.
We are going to visit Alicia and the cats and the baby Teddy, and we will bring the baby inappropriate gifts.
Yeah, we sure will.
From It's Always the Husband.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, one funny thing that I saw, your dog is really upset.
He heard us yelling. He's locked away. So he'll bark it out for like 5 minutes.
Okay, good.
And then
Jeanette Mock had a picture of like a news story, and it said, "Woman gets vagina stuck on trailer hitch ball." I saw that one.
That would have been mine too. Yeah.
During a lake party contest.
Okay, so all right, so it's what I'm thinking. Like she squatted over the trailer hitch ball, and it got into the vagina and stuck.
But how
probably
is it
on her bone? Like you have that bone there, right?
But how did it get in and not out?
She's dry.
Oh my God.
So she had to have been shit-faced, because to do that in a mixed crowd or to do that with your...
It's a dancing contest. So you're
with
like...
your friends even is weird. I could see Nutbar doing it.
Well,
then what do you do? Do you just say, I'm literally stuck? Do people grab you by the armpits and try to pull you off? And you're clinging onto it while you're vajayge?
It seemed
did
like
it go through her shorts, or did she take her bottoms off?
I don't think she had anything on.
Oh, she was naked?
Like maybe, I don't...
So she's naked, stuck to a trailer hitch ball?
I can't imagine.
At just the lake cabin with her friends?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And then Michelle Goldner, commented underneath it, I think she might be doing dancing wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it had to be, you did that on purpose. That doesn't just slip in.
No.
You could have just did a pirouette and landed hard.
I mean, it's smaller than a baby's head.
Yeah, but
if you're not in active labor and dilating,
your hips are separated like you're pregnant either.
Yeah.
Like give it a little more room. I mean, is she used to like big old hogs and she thought it would be fine?
I don't know.
And then how did the EMTs get her off?
I don't know.
We need more information.
We do.
Oh, that one was funny.
But that was the one that I laughed at.
And then how embarrassing that that's on the news.
Yeah.
How would yeah. Oh my God. Oh no.
It's so bad.
We need to find more.
On that note, I want to give a shout out to my California nieces and nephews, Kelly, Kennedy, Elle, and Cullen. And of course, my best brother and sister-in-law. Just joking, you're all my favorite, but Mike and Beth came from California. They're staying with me, and my nephew Kelly, who's in high school, says, I really like your podcast. Can I be on it? And I was like, that's inappropriate, but I'll give you a shout out. So
she certainly could if she ever.
It's Kelly is a boy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Kelly
I was thinking, of course he's a boy, a masculine, hardy boy. I know he is. I'm sorry. Just because you have Kelly McDermott.
I know we have two Kelly McDermotts. One's a girl, one's a boy. That is the maiden name of the mother of all of the McDermott boys.
I like
is
that.
Kelly. Yeah. So
that's very Irish.
Yes, all of the McDermott boys have Kelly for a middle name,
Oh,
like Philip Kelly McDermott.
except Rory.
Yeah, I mean
Oh, you
all
meant
the
the
brothers,
first- the
like
the
Sean
sons.
Kelly, Mike
Oh.
Kelly, Kevin Kelly, Colin Kelly.
I see. I didn't know
and
that.
Phil Kelly. Yeah.
Oh,
So then they named their son, firstborn son.
that's
Kelly.
cute.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
didn't know
shout
that.
out to you.
Yes, Kelly, you could,
Yeah,
but you live far away.
Yeah, you do. We don't know how to make that happen
I know.
yet.
We'll figure it out someday
Okay.
for you, maybe for you, just for him.
Okay. love
But
you
we
all.
have Celia, a new Patreon.
We do?
So we'll give Celia a
Thank
shout
you,
out.
Celia.
So thank you, Celia, and
What
we
just
can
happened?
start. I kicked
Okay,
something over there.
let's get started on
Yeah.
this because we have a new story for you. This was
Shared to us from the podcast "Till Death Do Us Part."
Till Death
too,
Do Us
which
Part.
is they have their version as well that you need to listen
Okay.
to. In all their other episodes as well, but
Yes.
they shared with us the good word about this weird situation.
It sure was
Very
And
strange.
This is a Deadly Women episode, and Candace DeLong.
yeah,
This is an oldie.
it's an old one.
She has a pixie haircut.
Yeah,
That
well, I think she's a pixie now. She had long hair through some of it, and had a pixie at the start. But I don't know if the long hair was a wig. I don't know.
This looked like she had a curl in the
Yeah, it
pixie.
did.
It was okay. Whatever, Candace. We love you.
I
so-
know. I do
okay.
love Candace. So this is Deadly Women, like we did last time too, I believe.
Yeah.
Or no,
No.
we did one. We've done one before, and then we have a Patreon coming up, which is also.
Oh,
a
yeah,
Deadly
yeah,
Women. That's right. So we're gonna go to Australia, but this is Deadly Women season 2, episode 4. It's called Deadly Secrets, and we're gonna talk about the second story in the episode.
The first story was
I know. There, yeah. But we're gonna go to Australia.
Yes. Okay. Sorry,
Sydney.
I took us on a bird walk. We're in Sydney, Australia.
Sydney, Australia. It's around the year 1900-ish time. This is in the early 1900s.
So this is an oldie.
old one.
Yeah.
And we meet a fella by the name of Harry Crawford, who says he's a Scotsman. And the Scotsman obviously immigrated or whatever to Sydney,
Yes.
Australia.
And he's just like
He's
trying to
working
make
the
a go
docks.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of manual labor. So taking jobs anywhere he can get jobs. So when they do the reenactments, they show the Scotsman Harry Crawford, and he's lifting some sort of big crate with some other fella, sits down, separates his legs, grabs like a drink of ale
Like
out
a
of
beer stein.
a beer stein,
Like a metal.
has a big his mouth couldn't be more of like a grizzled frown, and guzzles that beer stein ale, sits all masculine sitting there. This lifted me some stuff on the docks. And
cheers, fellow manual
mates.
labor worker.
And they're in kind of a tunnel, and Harry in the episode is dressed exactly like a Cockney shoeshine boy from 1842.
Yeah.
So they did the best they could. Harry is barely scraping by, though, doing these disgusting odd jobs, like working in an abattoir. And we all know
We know the Australian abattoir.
they're gross. He works in pubs. He's doing all sorts of odd jobs, rough outside work. They said rough outside work. I'm not cut out for rough outside work. 10 years go by. Harry's had a lot of odd jobs, moved around a lot, which could be a sign of something else happening as well. Some other reasons maybe that Harry moves from job to 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 job. But Harry, as everyone should, finds love. Harry finds a lovely lady named Annie Burkett, who's 35 years old. Annie is a widow. Annie has a 10-year-old kid, also named Harry.
Mm-hmm. This is a two Harry
Two
story.
Harrys. Double Harry. Double the Harry. Harry woos Annie Burkett. I'm not sure how, because Harry didn't seem to be that...
Well, like not a lot of redeeming qualities.
Right, and not very charismatic.
He's not like, hey, I got this great job and I'm really rich. It's like, hey, I've had 1,000 jobs and
I throw
10
fish heads into a
years.
net
Yeah.
and wear the same pants every day for 20 years.
let's get married.
Let's get married. But Annie probably is like, I don't know, this fella is willing to help me support my son.
Yeah.
I don't give two fucks. Harry wouldn't be considered handsome. There's a picture of the Harry and Annie from the TV show version, the reenactment version, and Annie is very cute with the great big 1912 bun, and where they had the great big poof bun,
like Mrs. Olsen.
yeah, and then the poof bun on the head.
Little House on the
And
Prairie.
Harry has a scowl and page boy hair.
He seemed very unhappy.
Very unhappy. A very angry scowl, and wearing his Cockney boot black outfit. The real Harry, also, I saw pictures.
Yeah,
You wouldn't. It looked like a gentleman that does a lot of rough outside work.
Yeah.
But was very tiny and slight.
Yeah.
But must have had some muscles to do all this lots of rough outside
Yes.
work. So they show Harry, a scene of Harry. They're living a house together. Harry lives with Annie. They sleep in the same bedroom. The little boy has a bedroom. They seem to be doing okay. Harry must be able to support him. They show Harry Crawford coming home from work, and Harry is undressing in front of the mirror after a long day of work. He may be going to change into his afternoon clothes. And they say Harry has some secrets, though, that Harry hasn't been sharing with his wife, Annie. Well, I mean, a lot of men don't share a lot of secrets with their wives. So what could this be? Bring it on. One, his name isn't Harry Crawford. Well, back then, who had their real
Right.
name?
You could
couldn't
be
make up your
anything.
own name at all the time. And nobody cared. There were no paperwork.
No.
So, all right. What's his name? Is his name Weiner McNuts? Who knows? Two, they say he isn't a Scotsman. What?
Oh.
He isn't a Scotsman? Well, he didn't sound at all in the reenactments like Willie from The Simpsons.
He didn't.
So I thought maybe he isn't. But the third one's a doozy, and it kind of does make you want to look at your relationship different. Harry Crawford isn't even a man. No. Harry Crawford is a gal.
Yep.
And it's quite shocking that Harry Crawford is a gal, because when you look at the real Harry Crawford, never, ever would that have crossed your mind. The real Harry Crawford, well, which we'll get to his born name, was a handsome lady. One of the handsomest gals I'd ever seen.
Besides, he was kind of small in stature.
Very small,
He
like
looked
5 feet.
like
A small man.
Yeah.
That you would look at his face and be like, hey, fella, nice weather, huh? You wouldn't think twice that this handsome woman was not a handsome man, was a non-handsome man.
Exactly.
In every way. But Harry Crawford was born Eugenia Fellini in Italy. And I did some outside research.
Why would you say you're from Italy, but you say you're from Scotland?
Those are two very different accents.
Not even
Now,
close.
what might have, a lot of these choices might be described that Eugenia Fellini was exceptionally illiterate, couldn't read a word or write a word. And I'm not sure how many conversations about how things work around the world happened.
Okay.
So this was someone firing on one cylinder as well. One rusty cylinder. doing the best that he can do. So Eugenia has been living as a man for decades.
Okay.
And in my outside research, I'll tell you here.
I can't wait. Okay.
I have to find where I put it though here. So in my outside research was Wikipedia.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's
great.
Not
Highly
we don't know if
vetted
it's
sources.
No.
Yeah.
Eugenia is born in 1875, Florence, Italy. Eugenia, strike number 1. Oldest of 22 children.
Oh no.
Only 17 of them lived through their childhood.
Okay.
So you have 5 siblings dying as a child.
Yep.
At age 2, the whole family, well, I guess there's probably just 3 of them by then. The family goes to New Zealand in 1877. So in order to get work for the family, Eugenia, at a very young age, like child, 5, 6, 7, dresses up as a boy to work as a cabin boy among ships. Eugenia's father was a sea captain, so working along ships with a bunch of men who've been out to sea for a year. I'm sure the father said, maybe you should be dressing up as a boy. Like, what's her name from Swiss Family Robinson? She had to dress up as a boy when she was with her grandfather on the ship, so she didn't get the shit raped out of her.
Right.
Until she got discovered by the brothers on the Swiss Family Robinson. So Eugenia actually married a man in September 1984, was a wife.
1984?
I mean, in 1894.
1894.
Yeah,
okay.
1894.
Okay.
At like 20 or 19.
Okay.
And then realizes her husband's already married. So that ended terribly.
Oh, no.
So Eugenia leaves New Zealand on a ship as a cabin boy and left the family in New Zealand. The family never once tried to look for her or ask where she was. That was the end of her relationships with her family.
Okay.
So she's on this ship as a cabin boy and spends 2 years on it. And one night, probably drinking, it slips as she's speaking in Italian to the captain that her grandmother called her, I don't know what the word was, pepperoni, but little pepperini.
Okay.
Or what I say.
Yep.
But it was the feminized version of the endearment. You know how they have
there's a male, a masculine and a
word.
feminine
So
word.
it was the feminized version. And the captain, then it just clicked, like, this is a woman. And so she got raped the shit out of her by all the captain and all the crew until they got to Australia or finally landed back ashore so she could get off. So she's repeatedly raped. That's probably why maybe women had to dress as men in certain situations.
Yeah.
Possibly too, because men will rape and rape and rape instead of just saying, well, welcome aboard. Teach me how to say you're a dickhole in Italian. And no, they just raped shit out of her. So much so that she comes ashore and she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Pregnant. Has a little girl. The little girl gets raised by an older Italian woman she finds that's already in Australia. And that woman becomes Granny, even though they're not related. So this is where we're catching up now. This is the point where she leaves the little girl,
so she's
Josephine, given birth, leaves Josephine with an elderly woman to raise, and then now has married Annie Burkett.
Has no family.
Because the family never looked for her. The family doesn't even know where
They're
she
in
is.
New Zealand, and she's in Australia.
And so she's been living since she gave birth. She decided to live as Harry Crawford and dressed as a man. When the little Josephine was little, Josephine later said, you know, my mom would come and visit me, but she was Harry then. She was dressed as a man. She said, I'm Harry Crawford. I'm not your mother. I'm just visiting you. And the visits got less and less to where they weren't happening for a while. So Annie marries Harry. Now, Josephine, the old lady raising Josephine, dies. So Josephine actually was living with little Harry, big Harry, Annie in this this home.
But they don't
in the story,
show
they don't
her
show her
in
at
the
all.
story.
But she was
Oh.
here during this whole thing.
Okay.
So where we left off is Harry Crawford is looking in the mirror, undressing, and Harry takes his shirt off, and there you can see the bosoms, the very non-existent bosoms, were bound by wrapping. And again, they say Eugenia has been Harry, living as Harry for decades. And Eugenia had the false notion, I guess, that at the time, even dressing as a man, you would just go to jail for the rest of your life. And I guess that wasn't true. You could dress as a man could dress as a woman. I guess in Australia it wasn't illegal, but she thought it was.
I mean,
it would be a fraud with identity.
Yeah, but also it doesn't seem like it's not accepted now.
I know. It would have been and it was a very big scandal later when it came out.
Yeah.
And it's people are like in the United States where we are.
Yeah.
It's not a pleasant experience for these people at all. So she was terrified. Like it was an absolute terror that even knowing that I even have these pants on, I could be put in jail.
Right.
So it was Annie had zero idea that Harry Crawford was a woman named Eugenia,
which is boggling.
And I said Candace, and somehow she fooled Annie Burkett into marrying him, Harry. I guess Annie had no idea Harry was actually female. Candace DeLong asked the question we're all asking: how did she pull this off in the bedroom?
Right.
And I thought, was she a never nude?
Tobias Funke.
Yeah.
She had to have been.
She was a never nude. They show like for 4 years of marriage, Annie didn't realize until 4 years of marriage, I should guess. They show in a reenactment, Harry just has long johns on that were underneath the clothes and just goes right into bed in these long johns that he was sweating his ass off at the abattoir or whatever all day. In. And then probably just gets out of bed, puts on the clothes again. But then when there was any hanky-panky, how did it happen? Well, that's answered in court. What we'll get to.
It was? Did you find outside information?
A little bit.
Thank God for you. I just watched the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, of course, now, after 4 years of marriage, Annie, I forget how it is, but figures out that Harry Crawford is a female.
Yes.
So Annie starts threatening Harry to expose him as
Annie,
a woman.
Why you gotta be like that?
Yeah. Harry, again, being very illiterate, being completely uneducated, never went to school. I don't think ever. I never went to school, never had an intelligent conversation with anyone, really, probably, because you're just working all the time.
Right.
When are you going to sit down and talk about books, or learn to read?
Right.
And was absolutely terrified at this threat. Terrified at this threat, thinking, am I going to go into prison? And am I going, what's going to happen to me in prison? So we get to September 1917. Harry, according to the show, Harry, which is Eugenia, and Annie go on a picnic, and apparently they borrowed from Paul Bunyan, Paul Bunyan's picnic basket. Did you see that picnic basket? It was the size, if Paul Bunyan had a picnic basket. It was the biggest picnic basket I've ever seen. It's bigger than an igloo cooler, on wheels.
Yeah. So I'm a little confused because she knows that Eugenia is Harry, and Harry, her husband, is a woman, but they're still going on a picnic together. Because
these are bad decisions all around.
Okay. So she wasn't that mad at.
Apparently not, and she wanted Harry to carry the big ass picnic basket.
Yeah.
Harry could carry it, so what's the problem?
Right.
They're in a very secluded park. This area. Now, this in the show is different than from what I learned outside, but who knows? Because both sources are horse shit. Harry pulls out a half-empty bottle of Jack Daniels and just guzzles a shit ton. Probably here, I have to go on this picnic with my fucking wife who knows my secret. What's going to is she going to nag me the whole time? Who knows? Right. And she's no Mr. Leahy from Trailer Park Boys, so probably can't hold that much liquor that well. But still has the scowl in the page boy haircut. Now, Harry starts making a fire, maybe to cook their hot dogs. I don't know. But they're making a fire before anything happens. Annie's like reading or writing in a journal, sitting on a tree with her back to a tree trunk. This is where Harry takes the most threadbare, thinnest twig you can find. It has to break it over his knee.
He's like,
you can break that with your pinky.
no.
So give him at least a regular sized twig to break on your knee that you might actually need the force of your knee. It was
silly.
seriously a millimeter thin. Like that is a flower stem. So making this threadbare fire. Annie's just reading on the tree. Maybe Annie was reading a book called So Your Husband's Really a Woman. What do you do? But something pisses off Harry Crawford, and he grabs a bottle from the enormous Paul Bunyan picnic basket and just smashes the bottle on her head like it's the Three Stooges.
Oh my God.
And Annie's down for the count. She's out.
She out.
So they show like a bloodied head. And I guess Harry panics because Annie's just knocked out and not really dead.
But he thinks she's dead.
Well,
That's what the
yeah.
show insinuated.
Yes. So Harry starts this shitty fire and just pulls Annie's whole body into it.
Into the
I'm like,
fire.
how is that even going to light? Because her whole body's laying right over the fire and giving it no oxygen. You don't even know how to make a fire.
And then Candace was like, people often think when you burn a body, there's nothing left. But that is not true.
It's not.
Plus,
we learned that.
This is in the 1900s. So early 1900s.
So then we get to Annie's body is eventually discovered, badly burned, not identifiable, but there's some belongings left, like some jewelry left, and her shoes are left that actually the police save, which gets identified later, I learned. But news of this mysterious death, like burned female in the middle of the woods, gets into the papers.
But I mean, I have questions about this.
I know. I'm even looking at outside information. This is all very...
Okay.
I'm not sure
Okay.
how all of this happened. So Harry Eugenia is trying to like go about like everything's normal and told Annie's son, Harry, that Annie just done runned off.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much exactly. She done runned off. She just runned off one day. She met someone else and runned off. Someone taller than her, I guess. And the son is like, but what? That doesn't make any sense. The son has a lot of questions. Harry Eugenia is making little Harry, read aloud all these murder stories from the newspaper
because he can't read.
He can't not read, and he keeps asking little Harry to read it, and that's in the outside information what got little Harry more and more suspicious because of this behavior, his obsession with this random burnt up body in the woods.
And how old was little Harry?
I think 10 or something around like that.
Oof, that's awfully young.
So he's wondering, why is Harry so obsessed about this? My mom's disappeared suddenly, and now Harry's obsessed with this case of this dead body. Big Harry was telling a lot of weird lies to little Harry. And so Big Harry gets concerned that little Harry is going to figure out he killed his mother and is actually Eugenia. That Big Harry takes little Harry to this famous suicide spot on the ocean. Like, come on.
I don't know.
Eugenia, Big Harry walks over to the edge where people jump off to their death. There's like a little fenced off area, like at the Grand Canyon,
right,
where people just go walk past it anyway.
Dumb.
Tells little Harry, come over here, come over to the edge, come on in, over here, come here, Harry,
view.
View, come here, look, come on, let's go, come on, look at her, come here.
I'm not
like 5
going.
minutes. Harry's just leaning on the fence like, no.
Hail
And
to the
Big
no.
Harry's, come on, let's go. Harry, it's a great view, come on, let's look, like, come on. Tries for 10 minutes to get little Harry to walk to the edge, and the whole time little Harry is like, fuck you, no, I'm not going out there, this is all weird and I know what you're trying to do.
Like, talk about it.
I guess in outside information, this was like the 4th time Big Harry tried to kill little Harry.
Oh no.
And so by this time he was like, something's up, I think something's weird. This whole situation is weird.
Terrifying to live with someone that you knew was trying to kill you
repeatedly, but so incompetent, couldn't do it. So Eugenia gives up Big Harry and they walk back home. So another 3 years go by. Harry Crawford actually marries a second woman.
3 years.
3 years. While little Harry is starts going to the police and saying these things.
So he is, okay.
And saying, I think it might actually be my mom that's that body. Can I look at some of the stuff? And it's taking like 3 years to do all this.
Okay.
Which I wondered why it took so long, but they didn't go into any of it. So Harry is married to another woman. 3 months go by, and Harry then is arrested at work by the police. And in the outside information, the arresting police officer didn't find out Harry was actually a woman until court. Like he thought I was arresting some, like I would have never in a million years thought this was a woman.
A woman.
Like, and I thought I was arresting this just weird little fella. Like that we got for killing his wife. Like every other weird little fella that killed his wife. So Annie actually gets her body ID'd because little Harry recognized her shoes and Annie's siblings recognized jewelry and stuff that was on her body. And then I guess she had dental work done by a certain dentist in a certain way, and that dentist identified that too. So once they finally called people in, they figured out it was her. So on July 5th, 1920, Eugenia Fellini is charged with murder, and they show a real photo again of him coming out of like the courtroom with his lawyer. Again, all you would know is like that guy's really skinny and really tiny.
He's just a
very slight man. You wouldn't I wouldn't go to woman at all.
No.
It's rough outside work, aged.
Yeah.
There was no red light mask for Eugenia. It's a hard life. Now, I forget how they realized that I think just in the police station, they didn't know it was a woman until she had to like dress in police clothes or something, redress, and they realized, oh wait, like this is a female. Like, who are you?
Oh,
like what's your story? And they had to realize like where she was born and her real name and who this real person is. And Josephine was around, and Josephine talked to the police and was like, this is my mother, like this, and told the police a lot of stuff. Yes. Yeah. So then they go to court, and in court, like the newspapers are going crazy with horrible things like man-woman murders, calling Eugenia a monster, a pervert, a sex
there was
freak,
like a freak, sexual freak,
a pervert freak. Just like all these things. Like come on, a woman can wear pants.
Yeah,
but I mean, no, she did more. Is a murderer. And
that's bad.
That's real bad.
Mm-hmm.
Did identity fraud. That's also bad. You should tell your spouse your real. Who you really are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But everything else, like Australia, you're full of criminals at the time, probably too. They all were perverted freaks. But we love them so much because they have a sense of humor. So Eugenia at court, this is where the question gets answered. So the prosecutor says, I have something from Eugenia's possessions that might answer some questions as to how Annie Burkett was fooled for so long. And he said,
"But I am not in the show."
No,
okay.
And he said, I am not wanting to share it because we have a mixed crowd. There are some women in the audience attending the court proceedings. And the judge said, I don't give two flying fucks.
Yeah.
If a woman walks through the door into a court proceeding, she knows she's going to hear some gross ass shit. If your woman's in here and you don't like what you hear, get the fuck out, or otherwise present your business and let's get going.
This is the first judge who truly understands women.
Yeah, like
he knows we love this shit.
They're fine. Let's get going. If they walk into a courtroom, they know they're going to hear this shit. So let's move on with it.
120 years later, here we are, Judge.
Yes, we want to be in the courtroom and see all this shit.
We love.
So the prosecutor is like, okay, and whips out a dildo. and presents the dildo to the court. So I'm assuming that's what was used.
Okay.
Maybe went through the long johns.
Yeah.
Because I don't think she ever took off. I think she was a never nude.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
Harry he. So that's the only thing that they said, that they tried to say how he convinced two wives to marry him.
Okay.
And like in the bedroom tried to
Like, did
keep up the
he
fraud.
make it himself?
I don't know if it was like a wooden dildo, because it
Or-
wouldn't have been it wouldn't have been rubber. But he did work at a rubber factory for a while. Maybe he did. I don't know.
Oh my. Okay.
But anyway, he gets convicted and gets sentenced to death.
Oh God.
But when people start learning about Eugenia's just terrible life story, he gets kind of some fans that are like, give the bitch a break. You know, like
She literally got gang raped.
yeah, she did commit murder, but when they looked at all the actual evidence, there isn't really any evidence that Eugenia Harry was ever in that area, ever did it, ever burned it. I guess Harry made a statement, as Eugenia saying later to the police, saying, we did argue, we did go on that picnic. It was her idea. We argued. She fell back and hit her head on a rock. I panicked. I didn't know what to do. And so I burnt her body. And so that alone is putting him in the spot. But I guess there was some rigmarole over evidence. So they took away the death penalty. And then Eugenia, who was in prison as a woman, or at a woman's prison, she was very concerned and asked to be put in a woman's prison.
Okay.
I guess, because, men are going to rape the shit out of you. And you should be in a woman's prison, I guess. Got very ill, and so at 60 years old, only serving 11 years, was released, and then lived the rest of her life as a woman. And she lived as a woman under a different name. Opened up her own store. A store, and then opened up her own bed and breakfast, like boarding house, and lived life as Mrs. Jean Ford. And would have lived longer than 64, lived 4 years as Mrs. Jean Ford, running the sporting house, living in Sydney, staying totally out of the spotlight. Nobody knew this was Eugenia. And they only found out that she died because she was hit by a car and run over in the street and died. And they're like, oh my God, this is her, Eugenia, that just got out of jail. So she was just flattened in the street. Oh no. Come on. So, don't kill your wives.
No.
But what, a complicated story.
And it's at first I was like, well, she's transgender and she wants to live like that. But I'm not sure that she was, because
I'm confused
when she was
too.
free, she chose to live as a woman.
Yeah, she lived the rest of her life as a woman without anyone knowing, on her own. No one knew that was her. Just lived like that with a different name. And unless she was just thought that's what you need to do, because her whole childhood, she had to dress. Her dad made her dress as a boy.
But this is how you survive, right?
Yeah.
Because
a woman's not going to get a job.
No.
If you're trying to escape your family, they're not going to hire a woman.
Right.
And she can't be a governess or a teacher because she can't read or write.
Right. Exactly. She has to do manual labor because she's illiterate. And the only way you can do manual labor and get hired is if you're a man.
Yeah, if it's 1900. And you can be a lesbian and be attracted to Annie. But Annie's not going to understand. Annie might not have been. Annie obviously was straight.
Right.
And Annie wasn't picky about how her husband looks. Because both Eugenia and Harry were interesting in appearance. Very disheveled.
Yeah. This whole thing is a conundrum.
And poor Josephine was like, I don't know, bitch.
This is
I did what I could. She never spilled the beans when she lived with Harry and Annie. She never said a word. But she was Harry, and then I guess there was some, Josephine was like, this is my mother. And Annie or Harry was like, and this is my daughter, or whatever. They both were just But Josephine's like, what did I do?
Right.
Yeah. And then Josephine had to testify in court about just the whole situation.
And then little Harry,
I'm sure, is traumatized because his mom got murdered.
and then he was trying to get murdered. Like,
yeah,
he was a target.
He was targeted multiple times.
Yeah.
And just him being very clever got him out of it.
He had
Like,
a feeling.
I don't know.
He had a gut feeling,
Yeah.
and he went with it.
I guess there's lots of information on this case. I think there is a book written about her that maybe has more info on the psychology. I don't know if anyone talked to her when she was in jail and got her story in more detail. Or,
This is fascinating. Thank you till death do us part.
I know.
For suggesting this to us.
Absolutely.
I think I'm drunk off mimosas.
I know.
You only had.
Well, I drank 2.
I drink 2. You need more.
But you, I think, had more orange juice than I did.
No. I put just a touch.
I mean, less orange juice than I did. That's what I meant. Yeah.
I was like,
far less. I used the orange juice.
Orange juice is just a
splash.
A spritz.
So that's the story.
Okay, we are reading Edgar Allan Poe, The Murders in Rue Morgue.
If you want to watch it, there was a TV movie made in the 80s starring Val Kilmer.
Nuh-uh.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to watch it. I had to get, when I got this on my Kindle Unlimited, but it was like a collection of Poe stories. And I think that at our last book club meeting, Tess said the same thing. She had to get it like a compilation of stories. You couldn't just get the book.
I think I have that.
So Murders in Rue Morgue is what we're reading. It's a hard.
His writing is hard.
Read to get into. I read the first 3 pages and I was like, what?
But it's probably never solve it until you're told how it happened.
Yeah, I didn't get that far. And also I was in a car with 1,000 kids and we were driving places and I don't know what was happening. So I need to focus in and get into it. But that's what we're reading for this month, and then we'll meet at the end of the month on Zoom. If you would like to join us.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to watch Val Kilmer.
Well, because we read it in middle school.
Yeah.
And we watched that miniseries on
They're
VHS
making they made a middle school.
Yes. We had to read all sorts of Scarlet Letter, and all that is hard as hell.
In middle school you read Scarlet Letter?
Junior high.
Oh my God. I read it in high school.
And dumbass, the one with that dumbass Mrs. Havisham. The cake. She had all the cobwebs.
Great Expectations.
Yes, that in 8th grade I read was horrible.
How? Thought those are high school.
Oh.
What a gifted child you are.
Well, that's what we in our 8th, and we had 7, 8, and 9.
You never read The Outsiders?
We'd never read The Outsiders.
Well, that is a shame. That's a fucking shame.
I would have preferred it.
Stay gold. Stay gold. All right. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.